So I think we either want to use red or we want to use green, preferably, because they're the two cards that he can cast that do damage, basically. So red or green he has to use. Right. What is in the source? Remember, when you take die from the source, it is gone from the source. So mana draw is bad. Speaking about mana draw as being bad, let's actually use it. So if I use that, I take... Oh, wait, we get to roll these two dice. So come on. Let's actually leave the black... We're going to leave the black in the source because maybe she'll want to take it. Because she's got 2 spells. So let's just roll this, see what we get. And we get a red. Excellent. So these are all... Let's put this back. That was thrown away. Oh, we'll just leave this up here for now. I think I'm going to re-roll this white. Oh wait, I didn't take the white. No, I'm not going to re-roll that white. I meant to take that white. So I actually am not going to... Yeah, I guess I'm going to re-roll the black. Bam. And we get another blue. Okay. Sorry, yeah, I thought I'd already put the white on this card. So we're taking this white, and we're actually going to use that to make this white. And that gives us 2 white tokens. Excellent. That's why I didn't care about rolling one of these. So this is what we end up with. Now we just need to do a couple of things. The first thing we're going to do is we've got to block 10 the same way we blocked 10 last time. So at the moment, this is a wound he already had in hand. So let's flip it over. At the moment, he's taking, because he's got 3 armor, not 4 this time. So we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. And we're taking 2 wounds from this guy. So if this guy's got vampiric, which means if we don't block him, he gets +2 armor, I believe. Its armor is increased by 1. For each unit it attacks. For each unit it attacks wounds, and for each wound it attacks cores. So yeah, so that is currently 6 armor. Now we're going to use Peace Treaty. Are we going to do this? So we're going to use Peace Treaty, and one of these. I've already rolled these dice. I can't take this back now. I can't even remember what the dice used to be. Oh well, let's hope my gut instinct with mana draw was correct. So we're going to use Diplomacy. Now this creates 4 influence, and influence can be used as block. So we're going to use 2 of that influence on this girl here. And that allows her to attack into, assaults, because you have to pay 2 influence to influence the heroes. So that creates 2 block, plus this creates 5 block, 3, 4, 5, 2 influence to activate her, and then we'll go bam, another 5 block. That's 10 block, and that gets rid of him. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 removed. Now we just need to work out our attack. We have boom, and we use the other thing that gives us. Oh wait, we've still taken the wounds. This is attack or block 5, or ranged attack 6. So either way, if we block 5. We stop this guy attacking, and he won't get any vampiric, so he'll be 2, right? If we miss, we have to spend a green and a red to get 6 attack in order to kill him, plus we have wounds in hand. So we're going to tap that guy for 5 block, which will block this guy. And now we just need to deal with as much attack back as possible. So we go bam. That gives us 4 attack. We're going to produce a red mana with this guy. And that produces another 5 attack. Then we're going to play these cards sideways. That's another 2 attack. And then we're going to play this card to get this attack twice. Let's just copy it. And that gives us another 4 attack. Because this one is use any non-interactive skill on the common skill offer, including your own, as if it was your skill. If it is a skill usable each turn, one that does not flip, use the effect twice. So that is all the damage back. So let me just check this. We got the white die, we paid for this, we paid for this. Where did this red come from? Oh, the red came from here. So I'll just put that there to remind me. Yeah, so we had to block 10 damage. So we played Influence. We paid it with a white mana that gave us 4 Influence. 2 Influence were used to activate this unit. And the other 2 Influence were used as block, which is what she can produce. We then have 2 block plus 3 block is 5 block. Plus 5 block is 10 block. That blocks him. Then we activate this dude for block 5, and that blocks him. Then we just attack back with as much as we've powered we can. We use the other white mana we generated with Mana Draw for Swift Bolt. And we used the red mana generated for Mana Overload on Siege Attack. And that creates a pretty low powered attack. We basically have 9 attack. No, what? Yeah, 9 attack is all we've created. So that's not very cool. So what we can do instead is 5 attack. 5. It doesn't make a difference. So I could do Siege Attack and just kill this guy before he gets a chance to attack. But then I still can only create 5 attack because I don't have a red mana spare. So that's the same as creating 5 attack here. So it makes no difference. Or, you know, anyway, the point is we've created a pretty low 9 attack. So if we kill this guy, that leaves us 5 attack, which is enough to put 1 wound on here, which is pretty lame. So, bam. Okay. You just check that. We've just 5 and 4. Oh, wait. Forgot about these 2, didn't we? Oh, and these two. God, I'm an idiot. So, we produced 4 plus 5 is 9, 10, 11, 15 attack. So 15 minus 4 gives us 11. And then we have 4, 8. So that's that. I'll just check that with the calculator because, as I said, I'm actually a moron. We have 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2, 15 minus 4 equals 11 divided by 4 equals 2. So if only we could make 1 more damage. So if this wasn't a wound, we'd get 1 more damage on him. But I think that's the end of his move. So that's pretty cool. Right. What's up here? Fire gems, mystical maps, none of that helps. Okay, so let's just put this over here. So let's move along to the next guy. Okay, so this guy should theoretically have a crazy turn if I get this all correct. Assuming I'm reading my cards right. Should this guy have 4 damage on him? What's going on here? Yeah, 4 damage. There it is there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Bam. Right. I've been looking forward to this turn because ever since I got this and this, I'm just waiting to hopefully this goes the way I go. Let's see what he's got. Unfortunately, he didn't get any dragons. We've got a 4 vampiric defending wizard, a brutal demon with assassination, and a couple of zombies. Okay, so this shouldn't be too hard. Firstly, let's just look at the damage as always. We have 1 wound in hand, so let's just flip that over. He has 4 armor, so he takes 3 damage from the main dude. He takes 3 damage from the zombies. He takes 4 damage from the demon. And he takes 1 damage from the mage. So wow, that is a lot of damage. But unlike all the other guys, none of these have paralyze, so we're not too fussed. This is the only one with paralyze. So, what to do? What have we got here? Tome of Relearning. Oh, that could be handy. There is something in here that is actually very, very cool. Is it elemental resistance? No. Feral allies. Reduce 1 attack by 1. Actually, hang on. I think you can't. Yeah, you can't use on your turn when not in combat. Yeah, you can't use it in combat. So unfortunately, we can't use that anyway. So first, we need to block 10. And we've got pretty bad block here. But the first thing we're going to do, and just to remind me, I'm just going to grab this and put this here. If we use a red for block or a red for attack, we get an extra +4 from Mana Overload. But the first thing we're going to do is actually cast this and this into the heat. We're paying with a red mana. Play this card at the start of combat. All your units get their attack and block values increased by 3 this combat. You cannot assign damage to units. So basically, that gives everybody assassination in a way. But we also have this card for the combo, and this is ridiculous, this combo. If we discard this, each of your range attacks this turn is either doubled or becomes siege attacks of the same element. Now, I mean, that is crazy already. So basically, all our range attacks can be siege attacks, or all our range attacks are doubled. And remember, this guy gives +3 to all our units' range attacks. So, for example, this guy here, without even pumping with mana, is 6 range attacked, which is then doubled by this into 12 range attack. So he is 12 range attack. Pretty crazy. And also, you may also double any siege attacks, but they become range attacks. So basically, this doubles everything, but they have to be ranged. And this adds 3 to all these guys' abilities. So, now what do we do? We've just got to work out how best to finagle this. We need to have the 10 block is probably the most important. So what have we got here? Fire block 6, ice block 4, 6, 3 block, 2 block. Okay, so this 6, 7. That's actually 9 block because of this, right? +3 to attack and block. So if we do that and pay with a red, and if we pay for a red, this actually gets +4, which you don't really need. We don't really want to do, right? That's annoying. We really should have used a green mana there. Too late now. So what we'll do, we actually block with this guy and pay with a red token. Oh wait, just before I start, there's going to be a lot of fiddling around because he's also got mana generation. I'm just going to copy this, paste it up here, and just lock it just so I can remember what mana I had at the beginning. Yeah, so we're going to do that. That creates 4 block +3, which is 7 block, +4, which is 11 block. So that's 11 block. He is now blocked. That removes 1, 2, 3, and we lose his assassination, his paralyzation. So we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage coming in. Well, for starters, we can discard this sideways. That gets rid of 1 of these damage. We've produced 2 movement, which we can use with Encumbersome, which is in the block phase, you may spend move points. For each move point spent, the attack is reduced by 1. So we've got 2 movement points here, so we can get rid of 1 more wound. The reason we can't get rid of 2 wounds is because they're separate attacks. So you actually need to produce 2 separate movements. So we discarded 1 for block or movement, depending on how you want to look at it. Then we generated more movement, and that took out 2 wounds. Then this is Cold Fire. Cold Fire 4, which we can actually just ignore. We don't even need to block this, do we? So we can just ignore this completely. The 4 damage we can assign to our sorcerer who has Cold Fire resistance. 4 minus 4 is 0. No wounds get placed, so Vampiric Assault or whatever doesn't trigger. So let's get rid of 1 of them. So he's had a damage put on. I'll just stick that to say that we've assigned damage to that guy. Oh, wait. You cannot assign damage to units this turn, so we can't actually do that. So let's put that damage back in hand. So what about this guy? He is 6. He's 6. What have we got up in there? Well, we've got plenty of mana still. You could take a red mana from the source. Well, we only need 6 block to block this guy. So that would be bam. So that's 3 block plus 3 is 6 blocks. So that blocks him. We haven't actually used a mana yet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Why have we still got wounds left? So we've still got a wound coming in from him and a wound coming in from him. Siege attack. We need a blue. There's a blue coming from here. We can produce a green. Loses all resistances. He has a resistance. Do we need a white? Anything need a white? What does white do? Loses all fortifications. +2 from here. Okay, so do we want to use this thing? Okay, so we can add. Okay, so yeah. Right, let me think this through. We can add 2 attack to one of his attacks. Remember, there's one of these attacks is going through. So one of his attacks is now 3. But we have 4 armor, so we still only take 1 wound. but he is now 3 armor instead of 5 armor. So that flicks over this guy. I'll just stick him on there just to remind me. And now we just attack back with the full force of everything we can do, right? So we produce 1 green. And we produce 1 blue. And we attack for 3. We attack for 3. And that would be 6, 12, 12, 16, and 4, 5, 6. I think that's right. And we haven't even used a die. So, can we pump this anymore? So that, if we do that, if we do the 6 attack here, we actually lose the doubling and everything. So there was a green, wasn't there? Yeah, so we'll take this green. Bam, and we will remove this resistance. Okay, so I think that's it. Okay, so let me check this one more time. Put that die there. We had what do we have? We had 2 reds and a white. Delete, and we had no wounds, or did we? We had 1 wound. What's this guy doing here? Oh, that's the dude we killed over here. Let's stick him over here, just for... Okay, so... let's recap a Runeski. We play this card out, we pay it with a red. This creates every single one of our attack and blocks from our units only gets 3 attack. Okay, we're also playing out this card, which means that each of your range attacks this turn is either doubled or becomes siege of the same element, or you can double siege but they become range. So basically all range attacks are now doubled, which combos with this, which adds 3 to our unit's ranged attacks. We still need to produce 10 block, but we can go block with this, and we're paying with one of our red manas. We should have 2 red mana. Oh, there's the other red mana here. So we pay with our red mana. So that is 4 plus 3 from here is 7, plus 4 from mana overload is 11, which is enough to block him. So he's blocked. Then we discard one of these sideways, plus we use our movement separately. So that is 1. Okay, so let's say we'll do that as 1 block, and we'll do that as 1, whatever it's called, as 2 movements. And that blocks 2 damage from here, but 1 damage gets through. So you blam. But at the same time, during this blocking phase, we're actually going to use this thing here, which increases one of his attacks by 2 and minuses 2 armor. So he is now attacking. The one that goes through is actually 3 attack. But because we have 4 armor, we still only take 1 wound. But now he is 3 armor resistance instead of 5. Then this guy here, we're just going to let through. I don't think we can stop that. So we take 1 wound from him, and he gets through the vampiric effect. He is now a 6 plus the 1. He's actually 7. And then finally we have this guy who is 6 attack, and we are simply going to block with the ice golems, and he's attacking with physical. So we block with the ice golems, which is 3 block plus 3 from into the heat. So that is 6 block, that blocks him. So that's all the blocking done. We are not knocked out. We are not paralyzed. So let me just stick this up here out of the way. So now we get to attack back with the full force that we can muster. We're going to produce 2 greens, I think it is. Now we're going to produce a green and a blue off this. Okay. And we take a green from here. So we produce force of nature with a green, and that produces 3 siege attack. But because of this, let me get my calculator. So that produces 3 siege attack. But because of this, we can turn that siege attack into a range attack and then double it. So that is actually 6 attack. 6, bam. Plus, we tap this guy, and we use the green die from the source, and that is chosen enemy loses all resistances, plus we gain range attack 3. Okay, we're not doing any fire attacks. So if we attack, Mage Knight attacks with enemy has resistance fire, regular attack, fire attack. Yeah, so as long as we don't attack with fire, we're fine. So we are actually going to use that resistance to remove that resistance. Okay, so this green mana, chosen enemy loses all resistance. This guy loses his resistance, and remember, he is actually only 3 armor because of this. So that means this thing produces 3 range attack plus 3 from this, so that's 6 range attack, plus this, which doubles it, so that is 12. Bam. Plus. We then do this guy, and that is the same deal. So that's 3 plus 3 doubled. It's another 12. Plus, bam, and your bam. So that is 4 siege attack, plus 3 is 9 siege attack, but then it gets turned into range attack, then it is doubled. So that is 18. Plus, this gives us 3 attack. Plus this gives us 2 attack. That's 53 attack. Wow, that is just crazy. I think I did everything. I still have a white mana left. So just to check this, each of your range attacks this turn is either doubled or becomes siege attack of the same element. You may also double any siege attacks, but they become range attacks. Fine. This thing says all your units, their attacks and block values are increased by 3. You cannot assign damage to units. So yeah, that all works. So now that we have 53 attack, none of it is fire attack. And the only resistance we have is fire attack. So we don't have to worry about resistance. So we can just do this all in one big massive lot. So this is -6 damage. minus, this is 7 damage, or it doesn't matter, that one